My lovely Aquarius, my aqua signs, welcome to the Everything is Energy channel. I am Faith. I am an intuitive tarot card reader, life coach slash spiritual coach slash spiritual advisor. My lovely Aquarius, we are gathered here today for a special reading. That is a mirrors read. This is a dark shadows read. This is a dark mirrors read. This is when we're looking in the mirror itself. I'm trying to get this clear ahead of time. This is not a love reading. It is not a finance reading or a general collective reading. This is a dark shadow collective reading. We're looking inside the mirror, seeing what we can work on ourselves. On ourselves in order to create more growth, some inner happiness, peace in our lives, inner peace. Do you understand? Peace and freedom mentally, right? As well as growth, abundance, and assist us on this journey called life, you guys. There's things that's happened to us that is affecting our everyday life that we have to look at and tackle. So that's what we're doing here, real simple and quick. We'll be using the Dark Mirrors Oracle deck. One card. That's the energy we're going to work on, go into the tarot and discuss and get you guys out of here, as well as a message from your team directly from your ancestors. That's what we're doing real fast. I want you guys here, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just wanted to let you guys know what we were doing and give you a heads up since I get so many weird comments. When I do these readings, the lowest viewed video, right? Because this is when we actually got to look at ourselves. We can't blame, point fingers. We actually going within. Now, when we get in there, we might can point some fingers and stuff, but that's not what we're here for. All cards been shuffled, and we are ready to roll. Spirit team's here, so let's just get right into this reading. We're picking one card, starting with this day. Talk to me, Spirit team, for Aqua. Aqua is Thursday, the 25th, 2022. It's August 25th, 2022. Talk to me for Aqua. What do you want them to work on the most? Aqua. We got the number 7. In tarot and numerology, the number 7 is a card that represents confidence, drive, the go get, the know-how. I'm the lion, right? With this number 7, I go after the things I want, desire, the things I feel passionate about, right? And then we have sacrifice. So when I look at this person, they do look like a soldier, if you could see them. They do even have the sword in their hand, representing earth energy, air energy, thoughts. Now, what's interesting, first off, about this card, this picture on this card, is that you see this light shining on a real small part of this person's face and their armor. Interesting. And then everything else is dark. Yeah. Okay. So, basically, we're talking about number 7 and the word sacrifice. First of all, I want to say something about that picture and that light shining. Only on less than 10% of this person and its armor. We're hiding, right? We're afraid to make the sacrifices we need to make, the changes we need to make, take the sacrifices that we need to make, right? Others of you guys, it's a sacrifice just to do the work within that creates more light, right? Because we're not shining all the way. Something's hidden here, right? Only part shining is this little line. There's an entire light that can shine on you, right? But we're hiding. We're not sacrificing, right? Some of us need to make sacrifices. I'm going to get more in this energy. It's going to tell me why it's out. I'm going to get some assistance to Spirit Team. Next deck we're going to work with is the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. See what energy surrounds this, or what's the way out, whatever team wants to tell you, Aqua. And coming out is the number 9, Suffering in Silence. The number 9, Suffering in Silence. That's interesting because that was going to bring me to my next point. See, this light not shining, just this line is showing me that so much is hidden, right? So much is unseen, unsaid, unknown, right? So much is in the mystery, right? It's so mysterious here, right? Somebody here is suffering in silence, right? With that number 9. Now, the number 9 in tarot and in numerology represents wish fulfillment, feeling content, happy, feeling the sense of I achieved the things that I want, or the goal that I was trying to meet. It's this happiness and feeling of achievement. There's a suffering here in silence because one has not reached the happiness they wanted to achieve. One has not reached the goals they wanted. They do not feel self-achieved, and they're suffering in silence. See, there's a whole lot of storm-looking type of clouds and things. It's not completely clear. So I'm being told there's a sacrifice that needs to be made here. And when I say a sacrifice, I'm not telling you go get an animal and burn it down or kill it or it. That's not what we're talking about here. I'm not telling you go sacrifice another person or any living being other than yourself. The only living being here that I want you to sacrifice is yourself. I want you to step out of your comfort zone. I want you to take the sacrifice, the leap of faith into broader waters, right? Into your horizon, into your greatness. We have to stop wearing a veil. We have to stop wearing this body armor, only letting people see a portion of ourselves. And worst of all, we're only seeing this little bit of ourselves. We're not allowing ourselves to look completely in the mirror because we don't want to see those things that's been hidden inside. Those things that make us feel like we have to wear all this armor even though we're not inside a war. Even though this is not a direct battle. We're definitely in a war. But you know what I mean. This is not a direct battle. And this is inner work. We're talking about spiritually. There's things that's taking place in our lives. People have treated us and we've gone through certain experiences. It's things that we have done that we need to release. It is time to look in the mirror and take off this body armor. Yes, it feels like a sacrifice. But with this number 7, you get the strength, the confidence to open up so we can see the true you. So we can see all your light shining, right? You're suffering in silence because you're not willing to open up and show people who it is you really are. You're suffering in silence because you're not ultimately happy. You don't feel wish fulfilled. You don't feel like you've achieved all the things you've achieved. Or you take off the body armor, right? You allow the light, the truth to show and shine. No matter what the experiences is that we may have gone through, this is a collective reading on YouTube. So we know there's many experiences and things that may have hurt us. Things we did that may have hurt others. Things we've gone through in our childhood, in our adolescence, in our adulthood, right? That still weigh heavy on us. And that's why we wear this body armor. That's why we're being asked to get the strength, to take the sacrifice, to release your armor. Put your trust and your faith into the universe. Trust the source. Trust your intuition. Your team got your back. There's no reason to suffer in silence anymore. Make the sacrifice towards self. Let's talk, you guys. We're going into the tarot in this mirror's read. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you coming back to the channel, welcome back. I really appreciate both. And I'm thank you for continuing to watch while we're in the Dark Shadows read, because again, this is not the most viewed type of videos, right? It's not a love reading, right? It's not just talking about money. It's talking about some of the work we got to do on ourselves. So I'm extremely appreciative of you. Your team is appreciative of you. Talk to me, team, for Aquarius. What we talking about here for sacrifice and suffering and silence? Off the top of Mystical Medley Death, what we talking about? I got Page of Pentacles and Magician. Listen, you're being propelled to make a sacrifice towards self, right? To make a sacrifice to love self. Start new. Start fresh. That's the amazing thing about a human being, is that they always have the free will to change, right? Polarity, duality. You can choose to stay the same or you can choose to change, right? Well, we asking you to choose loving self. Self-love, right? Pour love into yourself by looking in the mirror, taking these sacrifices to challenge the things I've been through, my hurts, my pains, my experiences, because I am greater and I always have the choice to change, and I'm unapologetic about it. I understand that I am perfectly imperfect. Why? Because once you start making this sacrifice towards yourself and stop suffering in silence, look what you learn how to do. You learn how to alchemize. You learn how to be the magician. You learn how to work with the tools that are in nature, the ones that's given to you, the ones that create magic, baby. That's what you learn to do. But you have to make the sacrifice to open up those wombs, right? We're hiding. We only let people see a little slither of us. We're afraid to open up those wombs. So how do we begin to open up these wombs? The Ace of Cups is showing you it's time for a new perspective. It's time for a new way of thinking. It's time for more love in ourselves. What is the perspective? What is the new way of thinking? We're thinking we have the perspective of loving ourselves in a different way. The old way didn't work. The things we went through, we harnessed them in, we allowed them to stick with us, and now we're a little angry. We have chip on our shoulder. We wear a body armor like we're in war, and we're ready to go at it any time. We're extremely defensive. We're not allowing people in that may really have our best interests in mind. We're putting blocks and walls up and things and not letting nobody see who we really are. But the truth is, Aquarius, my lovely aqua signs, is that we're hiding from ourselves. These things that we're doing, thinking we're doing to others, we're really weighing on ourselves. So that chip on our shoulder, that's weight on you, right? Being extremely defensive, that's weight on you. Never feeling like you can relax, like you can exhale, like you can truly love, or that you truly deserve love, because you never showed your true self, because you don't want them to see the hurts, the pains that you've went through, the way people treated you, the way you've been treated in the past as a child, and things of this nature. Depending on where this energy lies, place it where it resonates. This is going to resonate on different levels, you guys. Take it and use the messages to help you get into the mirror to do this work. It's time to get in silence. It's time to go in hermit mode. It's time to do the work. Why do I tell you to do the work on yourself first? Because that's the only way it's genuine. That's the only way it lasts, and that's the only way it's permanent. Because you now have the tools, like the alchemist, no matter what you go through, right? You overstand the assignment. You know all these things is happening for you and not to you. And no matter how down the moment seems, you know to still stay positive, because you create positive energy, push it out in the universe so that you can get that on a return tenfold. Once you learn this, it is powerful. It is magical. But look, you have to give yourself truth and clarity. It is time now to be honest with the Ace of Swords. It's time now to be honest with yourself. That's what we call looking in the mirror. When I'm honest with myself that I need to work on these things. I've done this. This was done to me. Does that make you less or better than a person? Absolutely not. You're already perfectly imperfect just the way you are as an individual. That's what makes this place go around. See how I understand the overall assignment. See how I'm able to change my perception and my perspective of things. This is where that happiness from within comes. If I look at everything on a negative point of view, if I take everything and sweep it under the rug, then yes, I'm going to be angry. Yes, I'm going to hurt others. Yes, I'm going to be vulnerable enough to be hurt and not have my guards up at the right times, not able to listen or hear my intuition when it speaks. I need you out of silence. I need you out of suffering. I need you to make the sacrifice towards self to change, right? But first we got to know what's wrong, and that's where the mirror come in at. I appreciate you, Aquarius, right? What are we doing now? What are we doing now? What is Aquarius doing now? Feeling left out in the cold, a lot of you guys, by someone stable in your life. A lot of you guys feel like your money is left out in the cold, and there's fears surrounding your money and your issues. A lot of the energy is from constantly feeling ghosted, left behind, alone, like nobody understands me. These things and those things, right? But there's a heavy flow of abundance here for you with the Queen of Pentacles. I'm asking, Spirit Team is asking you to focus on self with this pentacle. Focus on you, your family, your finances. how the Queen of Pentacles sits on this animal. You know why she chose this four-legged beast is because it's stable. It's a nice, comfortable, stable seat, right? Where she can focus, or he can focus on themselves, self-love, their home, their stability, their life, and bettering their mind, body, soul, and spirit, right? Everything that can affect you here, right? That's what puts this crown on you. That's what elevates your energy, because you know, with the number 7 being confident, that you got everything it takes to be this magician, to be this stable queen or king, right? We know you have everything it takes. So you're being called to get out of this 5 of Pentacles. Fears surrounding money, fears surrounding loneliness, insecurities, feeling left out in the cold, ghosted. All this energy is a illusion. I'm here to get you out of illusion and back into reality. You are a spiritual being having a temporary human experience. Why do I keep saying this? Because if you don't know that, you'll stay stuck. You'll stay here stuck, just trying to pray your way out. And you're wondering why you're not getting your way out of these things. It's putting some of you guys in depression, constantly in negative thoughts, which needs to be blocked and replaced. Block all negative thoughts towards self. Practice it. Make it a habit, because it's breaking a habit, right? My bad habit is negative thoughts towards myself, and I'm breaking it with a good habit by replacing it immediately with a positive thought towards myself. You can't stay stuck in this energy. It's time to understand what that really means when I say, or people are saying, you're a spiritual being having a temporary human experience. That means that this experience is not just about the stake in the movie The Matrix. The stake is not real. You have a bigger journey. You have a bigger path. And until you get that shit right, you're going to leave here with your heart heavy. And that ain't what you want. You don't want to leave here. You do not want to die. You do not want to leave here. You do not want to transcend. You do not want to trans over, right? With your heart heavy. You want it light, like a feather. That's why we're going through this experiences and tests. That's your test. Can you learn these lessons and keep your heart light as a feather? And what's the best way to keep your heart light as a feather? You said, well, some of these things I may have done. I've done some pretty harsh things to some people. You know, it's weighing heavy on my heart. Others of these things, they were done to me. I feel like I didn't deserve them. I feel some of us, we were youth. We didn't deserve what happened to us. We could have been abused in some type of way, abandoned in some type of way, mistreated in any type of way, right? No matter what your age is. And you say, some of these things, it's hard to just, you know, leave here with my heart light as a feather. Well, then we go into the mirror with the right perspective, understanding good do not exist without bad. I hope y'all can understand that and concept it. Listen, this is the concept of this. What do you have good to base off of if bad don't exist? What is up without down, you guys? You have to have some concept of down, an understanding of down, in order to understand up. They're one energy. So if you've done bad, that energy is a part of you too. Sometimes you got to accept the darkness just like you got to accept the good, because that's where you're going to get your yin and your yang. That's where you're going to get your balance. So we're going in these things when we look in the mirror with a different perspective. You ain't got to be that hard on yourself when you understand the overall picture. Now, the blessed thing, the great thing, the wonderful thing about being a human is that you have the decision to change. It at any time. Ain't nothing consistent here but change. And that's period. Please remember, guys, like, share, and subscribe again. Thank you for helping the channel grow. Remember, I'm giving away a free private reading, all signs. So comment down below if you're interested. Let me know you're interested in that private reading. Look out for my reply. I'll select you first come, first serve. We're going into Spirit Team directly, getting you a message just for you. And there is one already has come out. And this is directly from your ancestors, directly from your team to you, right to Aquarius. Dearest Aquarius, There are times you get lost but refuse to see your part in things. Happens to everyone. Something feels familiar but sort of off. If you are feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences. That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that's shown up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blind by super bright lights. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so, so much. Your ancestors, your team. Listen, now Aquarius, if you still here and you paid attention to this reading, you thinking, dang, or damn, however you say it. Faith just said that. I spoke of denial, right? I spoke of the things that we may have done that we might not like. We have to face those things, right? And whatever experiences you went through, we can't let that navigate us, especially if those experiences is weighing heavy on us. So like your team agrees, it's time to free yourself of that energy. Told you, I'm on team, in the flesh, with team, on the team, working for source. I love you, Aqua. Love yourselves more.